apologize.
Oh. Where were we even last week? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. The last session was interesting. Slightly like Demalagus and Valkyn centric, whereas Demalagus came across someone that had a similar birthmark type thing on the back of his its neck to Demalagus, and so he pursued questioning this creature. Sort of in a pitiful state. This particular creature was extra typical. Essentially, it was a cross between a half elf and a lizard person. So lore wise, that happens, and usually it's fine. It's a little harder for conception, I think, between half elves and lizard folks, but it can happen. But it usually doesn't result in this. This is clearly, as Demalagus had discovered, they were part of some program, some sort of breeding program, and that's what resulted in this creature's physical deformities. It has no upper lip or anything covering the maxilla. The gum line there has very tight, taut skin, stretched out, over its nose, where it almost tense. And I feel like there was something else, but a little slow in the draw. Was able to answer some of Demalagus's questions and lead him to Demalagus's mentor. Sadly, Demalagus discovered that his mentor had passed after successfully fleeing the city, Shadowgate, during the assault. Made it all the way here only to pass away. He was able to round up, I think it was no, who was it? It had to be Valkyn, right? I think it was Valkyn. Yeah, because he was making those terrible jokes. Yeah, thanks. To cast the Speak with the Dead spell, there was a scroll left behind for that. And he got a few more answers. On the other side of things with Valkyn, he met up with really the only friend he ever had growing up, Mavry. And was able to catch up a little bit with her, confess his feelings. And then essentially they went out on a date later that night and seemed to have pretty good time. She said she had some other things. She was in the city to take care of some business, some things she had to take care of, and she couldn't go home with Valkyn per se, because, or didn't want to because she had other things going on, but that she enjoyed their date night together. And off she went. Meanwhile, Aerie and Rhea were at Aerie's estate, and where she was tasked earlier on in the session with finding someone, bringing them in, dead or alive. And at the very end of the session, we went back to that moment, and she received a dossier on this person, where it gave it a description of a necromancer that was causing trouble down in the mines that Aerie's family runs. And as she went around at the end of the session asking for information, she discovered that the name of the necromancer was none other than... Dun, dun, dun. Oh.
But none of us know that.
Right, that's the best, juiciest part.
Because they don't know who she is, and yeah.
That'll be good. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Valkyn, if you want to quickly roll, I'll say there's still...
Oh, yes.
But it's a pretty high number to beat.
I mean, it's okay if you don't beat me because I haven't won one of these in a while, so it's okay.
Wait, what did you roll?
I don't know. 6 something?
671, I think. Okay.
I didn't.
That is Faxel's win.
Is that a D8 or a D6? I can't remember.
D8 now.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
I still have one I haven't used.
Ooh, yeah. Nice. All right, let's scroll uppity up here, and we'll officially get started. Gosh, where should we even pick up? So Malik's in here, so let's go with gosh, where were Dina and Faxel? Were you all following Valkyn? Did you go to the same place he went on his date, or you went elsewhere, right?
Yeah, I think we went to another. Yeah, we went to another tavern.
Okay. Nice.
Or I think you said they were picking up the same night. They kind of hadn't really done the thing yet.
Okay. Good. So, in that case, Dina and Faxel, where would you have liked to have gone? We'll pick up there if you want to roleplay that out. That's
Probably one of the more upper class places. One of the nicer places.
We cleaned up real nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. What do we have for nicer? All right,
Nicer drinking establishments.
Mm.
The place where the young rich the place where the young rich fellows go.
Let's see.
Maybe somewhere that they'll buy our drinks. It's always a plus.
Exactly.
Nice.
That is exactly what we're headed for.
All right. I think this one will be pretty interesting. Okay, so fit the. As you. Did you two run into Aerie at all? I think so, right? Briefly? Or no, it was Valkyn you ran into back at the estate.
Rhea was on the couch.
Yeah.
I know.
So while you were there, Dina and Faxel, someone, had you asked, there would have been someone that would have given you a clue in. And one of the local establishments is called the Rose Menagerie.
I like it already.
As you've acquired whatever clothing you want here at Aries Estate, found your way out and about to Rose Menagerie. Again, a lot of stone-based building and construction and architecture down here. This particular building has isn't built into the wall, but instead stands as its own building on a city block that is in an open section of this cave system down here. And it has a lot of heavy lumber, 12 by 12 beams that are intersecting at the corners and stack up, sort of like a log cabin almost, with stone corners. And a lot of a slate ceiling, a slate roof rather, and tinted glass windows, almost like a stain-colored stained glass windows. And as you step inside this rather large establishment, at least for a tavern, it's a bit interesting because it's certainly ritzy. There's a lot of hustle. Well, there's a lot of bustling, but it's from people quietly sort of sitting at their tables, sipping their drinks in this front area as you enter. There's place to hang coats, and there's a host that is ready to help guide you to wherever you want to sit in here. The thing that stands out the most, though, is that there's a collection of in-glass terrariums, for lack of a better word, different creatures that are on display around the bar, around the tavern, sealed off from the eating area, mind you, by the glass. But they're almost like a classy zoo. And the host asks, approaches, "Good evening, ladies. How may I help you today? Just the two?
Just the two.
Would you care to dine here in the front dining area, or in the back half of the house?"
What's in the back half?
Well, some of the more exotic creatures can be found back there, and it's a bit less of a little more freedoms. More freedoms can be taken.
So a little more exotic in and out of the cages.
Indeed.
I think we'll go to the back.
Lovely. Right this way, and takes a couple of menus and leads you through the very sophisticated, quiet.
I link arms with Axel as we're going through.
Nice.
I love this.
The
Tails
cloak is the cloak is still clasped at the throat, but it's been thrown back, so it's draped back over the shoulders.
Oh, okay, nice. All right, these two imposing figures are walking through, following a host to the back area. There's a set of double doors that you walk through, and then another very shallow room that also houses you see some weapons that are placed off to the side, a weapon rack basically. Still some very fine clothes, coat racks and other things back here. And then another set of double doors that leads to the back half of this building. And what the host said definitely rings true. As you step through, there's a lot more noise. The creatures are not behind just glass display cases. Some of these cases are have traps on, like openings on top that you can. You see some people in there, like petting the different creatures. There's a lot of rowdiness amongst the customers. Much more. I don't know. I can't say it's like a regular tavern because the people are really just like zero inhibitions in here. And they're doing... I mean, it's really not a place to eat. You don't see any food in sight. It's really a place for drinking and fun, to sum it up.
I don't think we were planning on eating, so it's fine.
I'm not off the menu.
Nice. He hands you the menu, and it's mostly drinks. And, would you like a spot at the bar, or would you care to sit at one of our tables? And these tables are also set up with... there's a bunch of... it's darker in here, much darker. Along the walls are these large glass cases that have this... they're mostly dark with this blue, almost like LED lights on the inside around it that kind of shine and offer this very light bluish hue to the patrons. Some of them are strobing, others are not. It seems to be like Party Central is more over in the booths versus getting liquored up at the bar.
Shall we get a booth?
That's what I'm thinking. Let's have some fun.
Nothing.
Yes, let's.
We have a corner booth actually open. And he
Perfect.
Walks over there, Nate, and essentially seats you two and sets the menus down. Someone will be here to serve you momentarily. Feel free to ask for anything that you like. And he takes his hand and puts them, opens the front of the menus, puts his hand on on each of your menus, and whispers some words. And you see there's still booze on the left hand side, but the words just melt on the other side and shift over to all sorts of things that you can pay for here. Very much not alcohol or drink. People, services, you name it. Some things you're just not even sure of, you haven't seen before.
Daxel knows none of this. This is all foreign to her.
Dina's making a mental checklist going, yeah. Oh, that would be interesting. What kind of price range are we looking at here?
Oh, it's a pretty large range. It scales from, I mean, as far as the booths, they're all under, they're all standard price. A couple silver up to a gold, depending on how strong you want it, and exotic. But the services and stuff go anywhere from 5-10 gold up to 500 gold pieces.
Okay. I think I'll start with a glass of whiskey.
Make that 2.
Very well. And he turns and walks away and stops about halfway across the floor, talks to seemingly a waiter, someone with waiter's apron on and a nice vest. And he continues back to his post as host, and the gentleman, the waiter that he spoke with, walks over. Usually red-skinned tiefling. Large horns that sort of come back, dip down, and then kind of hook up in the back as they come close together. Has a pretty solid jawline, moderately muscular, probably. I mean, for a tiefling, probably in his late 20s, early 30s. Again, has this black vest on and like a pinstripe shirt underneath that's unbuttoned, several buttons. Couple of eyebrow piercings, and like a chunk cut out of one of his ears. Good evening, ladies. My name is Aiden, and I'll be your server tonight. I understand you'd like to start off with some whiskeys?
Yes, darling. And do you see that? I'm assuming I'm going to just point to something across the room. It's probably like 2 guys or something. I don't know what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to put it on their tab. Thanks.
Very well. And he turns and walks off and heads up to the bar and puts the order in. Comes back, a minute later, delivers the drinks. It's a pretty good portion in here. About double what you would typically get. And it's good. Seems to be aged and pretty, has some bite to it. He then walks over to the table you pointed to, which in the low light, it's a little difficult to see, but with your dark vision, you did see at least 2 or 3 guys at that booth over there, and just places a paper down and seems to be having a brief conversation with them. And he kind of points over to you guys.
Yeah, and Dina has made sure that this is just like at the dance. It's that whole studied, studied casual display. Display is what it is.
Nice. All right. So
and she lifts the drink and gives them a gracious, as if saying thank you.
As well. Cheers.
They say something back to the waiter, and a minute later you find him bringing another 2 whiskeys over, putting them down. Just for when you finish, they wanted to make sure that you do not feel it all dry.
Oh, how sweet.
Well, please, just raise your hand, yell at me, kick me, whatever you need to do to get my attention, and I will be here for you.
What's your name again?
Aiden.
Do you provide the whips, or do we have to bring our own?
I have a whip you can use, certainly.
Well, if you prove stubborn in taking care of our drinks, we may need that.
I may have to be stubborn. And he gives a nod and heads up to the bar. And do you see?
We're gonna have to change his name. I don't like this Aiden. Vaxel's thinking of another name for him.
Awesome. All right, so we'll and there's some I don't know, I can't say club music because I mean, what's the bass?
Yeah.
But there's some mood music in here that has that energy to it, club energy. So while you two are starting in on your night, you know what? We'll go through the night because that way we can kind of get caught up with everyone sort of. Actually, no, that is pretty good. So it'd probably be late because it's like a club and tavern. They're open really late. So this is about the time I'll flip over to Valkyn where you've said goodbye to Boob. Mavery.
Yes.
And where would you head after that, Valkyn?
Like what time would it be? Because I know
Probably late.
Met her at like 9.
Yeah, it's probably like midnight or so.
I don't think I would really want to be out super late. So I'd probably head back for home.
Okay, and you want to stay? You're staying at Aries' place?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Exciting. Okay, so you head back. Of course, you arrive there, and you find Rhea. Has been there anyway. I imagine she would probably be asleep by now. But she had been there. Aerie is apparently, well, not that you know she's gone, you just don't see her out anywhere, so you may assume that she's asleep or whatever. If you don't, ask anyone. You arrive at the house, a warm welcome, of course, and you're offered a place to rest, a room of your own.
I guess I would just head up probably to bed. And then just turn in for the night.
Okay.
And then you are kidnapped in the middle of the night. Oh, damn it.
All right. Neat. Excuse me, I probably shouldn't be drinking soda while doing this. All right, so over to I'm gonna go back to Thaxel and Dina just in case Aerie ends up showing up soon-ish. I don't want to take a roleplay away from her. So Thaxel and Dina, the night carries on. Whenever you are want for a drink, it is delivered to you.
By the second one, Dina would have beckoned the two gentlemen over.
Let's see. It takes them a minute. You see them kind of talking to one another, and they step up from the table. And as they're walking towards you, you see that there are in fact 3 gentlemen that are walking over. And they all approach. One is a half orc, reddish, rusty colored skin, the big tusks, bald head, shaven head rather. Really muscular being a half orc, fairly tall. The 2 humans that are with him would probably seem tall on their own were they not standing next to the half orc. One has sort of long, flowing coal black hair with these really piercing blue eyes, and a really finely trimmed beard with a bunch of like designs in it. And the other one is sort of like I don't know what to make a lateral of, like a Prince Charming from Shrek. You know, a little bit into himself, but you know, he's also a pretty sharp-looking guy.
I call dibs on that one.
Nice.
All yours.
I'm taking him for everything.
Awesome. I hope you.
Yeah, I'll lean over to Tax and go, the blonde's mine. Which one do you want to put between us?
The black-haired one, definitely. Or Morthos, because it's not Aiden anymore. It's Morthos. Morthos.
Oh, okay. Well, he's the one bringing drinks, though. I mean, so we've got a half orc and 2 humans. You want the half orc on your right or on your left? Because I'm thinking it's you. We could put you, one of them, me. So we've got, you know, we're in between.
So we're in between 3 guys. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So you get one on. There's guys on the outside. So. And then one between the 2 of us.
We could put the orc between us in case we both need to beat up on him. And then we can, you know, run away with the other 2 cute ones on our other.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
yeah.
black-haired, me, half orc, crazy-looking dude.
I got you. And
then Prince Charming's on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
So
I'll make sure when they get to the table, I'll make sure that I slide on out and motion for the half orc.
Okay, he goes to slide in, like his thighs take up the entire space between the seat and the table. Kind of slides in awkwardly.
And then I point at the dark-haired one and over to Thaxel, and then I point at the blonde and go. And sit down. I slide in next to the orc and then half orc and then have him sit next to me.
Neat. Surprising, it's probably the first half orc you've been this close to that doesn't reek. They smells, you know, they have a pretty. They seem to be. I guess you can't really gauge wealth, but they're well kept, which is something to be said here in the in Stonehearth. So they engage in some conversation. Even the half orc seems to be moderately well read and decently spoken. And he's definitely like not controlling, but he's the confidence guy out of everyone, the half orc.
Right.
But the other 2 engage as well and try and make small talk and jokes and innuendo.
Are they flashing money?
Not yet. However, the black-haired one, sitting close to Thaxel, looks at Thaxel and Dina. Have you ladies ordered anything off the menu yet?
What do you recommend?
But a few interesting services, eh? Depends on your comfort level and.
I look at the half orc and then I look at the blonde and I go, I've always been a fan of an a la carte buffet.
I'm trying to think of how crude the half orc's going to be, though. I think he's moderately well behaved. So he, they kind of give like receptive smiles and nods. I mean, there's plenty of us here already, and half the services involve several other people. Tell me, what are you ladies here for tonight?
I'm sorry, I missed your name.
My name is... and you're asking the black-haired one?
Yes. Or whoever just asked me that question.
Okay, yeah, no, it's the black-haired guy. I'm trying to think of how much he'd my name is Rindu. Yours? He holds his hand out as though to take yours to try and kiss it.
It's Remy. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. And yours, my lady. He turns over to Dina.
Lilith.
A pleasure. And
And like, yeah, the hand is out for him to take and kiss.
Blonde guys, does the same thing, to Dina first, of course, and over to Thaxel. And introduces himself as where's the name? Okay. Yes, my name is Roman, and the pleasure's all mine. Kisses. The half-orc, puts his arms, he kind of leans down to the table to reach it. As again, he kind of looks like he's sitting at a child's table for him. Oops. My name is Dorit, but my friends call me Thud.
It's nice to meet you, Thud.
Pleasure is mine. He just easily reaches his hand, over to delicately pinch your hand in that to try and give a kiss.
Is Rendu and Roman, are they human?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dina's practically purring at this half-orc.
Nice.
But so yeah, she gives him his hand, her hand as well. So what are you gentlemen doing down here?
Half-orc Thud leans up and well, we're here on some business, some trade. Here at Rose Menagerie for fun and release.
Funny, that's what we're here for.
Blonde guy kind of scooches over to Dean. Closer. Wonderful. Well, they have some private rooms for some of these services. Maybe we can discover some mutual interests on this list and pursue them together.
What's up with all these animals?
Well, some of them are here for entertainment. Some are here for food. Others offer... Others are on the service list. The horn of that creature over there can be ground up, used as an aphrodisiac. Other parts, musk.
How intoxicated are these guys right now?
That's a good question. Let's find out with the super cool orange dice.
They're wasted.
Okay, Thud, not intoxicated.
Expected.
The Roman with the blonde hair one is fairly tipsy, is drunk. But the black-haired Rindu is a little tipsy.
Dina's going to be focusing on the blonde right now. Just, what's your hurry? I mean, surely anticipation is what drives.
Well, we do have all night. Kind of fixes his hair again.
And eventually she wants to get him to a point where he's kind of snuggling in and trying to nuzzle her. And so she can check his pockets.
Nice.
I was hoping you were going to go along that path.
Just gonna check his pockets and
yeah, and if I,
neat. All right, so they order another round of drinks. Wow. Okay. And they let you choose. I'll say you probably choose something heavy because they all rolled for garbage that time.
Yep.
So they're all, yeah, you've got the blonde guy at that level. Rindu is now drunk, and Thud is tipsy, almost drunk.
Yeah, I want to, I'm assuming as the drinks come around, their coin is coming out.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's, she's kind of eyeing that as she's keeping him occupied. She's letting him nibble on her neck while she's checking out his coin purse, basically.
Nice. All right, go ahead. We'll make a sleight of hand with advantage because he's so drunk.
All right.
And he's gonna roll his perception at disadvantage. Ooh.
I'm just eyeing Lilith.
Yes. All right. Oh, damn, that's an 8.
He rolled a 17 with disadvantage, so he's however, as you're sort of reaching down for, his coin purse.
I'll play it off like I'm reaching for something else.
Yeah, he's like, oh. Well, he kind of scooches,
I want to make anybody jealous. And I look over at Thud and wink.
Thud gives you like the nod of, you want this thing.
So after seeing, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, after seeing Dina make the attempt that she did, since Rindu is so wasted, he cannot hold his liquor. I think Daxel wants to try to do the same thing.
Okay. Yep, same thing. Go ahead and do a sleight of hand with advantage. And Rindu's going to have disadvantage. He's drunk. Didn't do too well.
$13.
Nice. Okay. Yep. So he doesn't seem to notice. He's, as you like kind of turn to reach down to investigate, he thinks you're kind of like going in. So he kind of like leans down over your shoulder and he's like, trying to be all make outy with you and your neck. And you're like, oh yeah. Like totally checking out, to see how much coin he has. So do you want to just are you going to try and remove it from his person?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do so. Feels like a moderately, as far as like how much money people carry on their person, it feels like a decent amount of silver or gold is in here.
Well, I just kind of slip it in my like sleeves or whatever. However, I can like make it to where I didn't just take his coin purse.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. I want to get Roman a little bit more, and I want to try working on making him feel a little jealous of Thud.
Oh, okay.
So he's even more distracted, and then not that it's really going to help. It's still,
No, that's good. That's gonna have. Oh yeah. All right, go ahead and roll another sleight of hand if you would. As you're sort of working that angle.
15.
He does. He's trying to. Probably a regular problem hanging out with Thud for this guy as a wingman. Clearly there's some history there. So he eats that up and you successfully swipe. Ouch, the second time.
Excellent. And am I doing? Thinking I'm nice, moderate, good amount?
Yeah, same thing. It feels like a fairly hefty. You've seen him drop silver. You've seen him even drop some gold so far out of this pouch. And it feels like, again, for what people carry, it's probably a decent amount.
Yeah, and it's going to disappear. The cloak is kind of like draped over the back of the booth. It's just going to disappear into a pocket in the cloak.
Completely unnoticed. Nice.
Yep.
Axel's going to be like, hey, Lilith, come to the powder room with me.
All right.
We need
Kiss
to go
on the
freshen up.
Yep.
Thud says,
Kiss on the cheek.
before you go, why don't you two, and he talks to his friends, go get another drink. They kind of look up like, for real? They're like, all right, and they scooch out of the way and head up to get a drink. And Thud kind of leans forward, having rolled his own perception check. Says,
he caught us.
Those co-workers, not the brightest, not strong. Thud. I don't care you with their money, but I'm still interested in you. You of you.
I look at Thaxel, go and lift an eyebrow. If you don't want to, that's fine. She'll take him on herself.
I'm laughing.
Plenty of Thud.
Yes, there is.
You have fun. I have some work to do back at the house.
Got it. Come on, Thud. Let's go.
Good day, he says to Thaxel. And he gets up with Dina and he says to Dina, I think maybe I need all. I don't know how to word it, but he's basically like all his attention is gonna be needed for you. Being, the nature.
Oh yeah.
Interacted with him so far. So he pays. The waiter calls Aiden over and says, "Hey, we need a room," and he brings one of the menus.
Excellent, as long as he's paying.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you want. And off Dina and Thud go for
hours. Canoodling.
Yeah. Yep. I feel like, I mean, I won't make you do a constitution check, or him.
Performance check.
Yeah. But needless to say, I feel like you both have a pleasant evening.
Excellent.
And Thaxel, with tassels in mind. No, just kidding.
Who?
Yeah, right? I just don't want any of that. People. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
So Thaxel was, out and heads back to. Do you in fact head back to the house, or was that you just wanted to kind of get out of there?
I kind of want to take my time looking at the creatures real quick before I skedaddle, because I'm really intrigued being druidy.
Okay, neat. Yep, you find a number of creatures that you are familiar with, given your druidic nature. There are some rare ones, a couple that you haven't seen, but you can tell that they likely are from the Underdark, given their light sensitivity and other things about their biology. There are a couple that there's also arachnids there and different insects. There's a bunch of different things in here, mostly mammals, but there's reptiles and other things as well that are just interesting. Along the entire top is this long glass rectangle that has a couple of really huge snakes that go almost around the entire, they're like 20 some feet long as they kind of slither around the upper area of the ball there. Yeah, it's probably all they'd have.
Okay. Well, I was contemplating stealing one of them just to set it free, but I think there's too many people in here, so she's gonna slowly head out.
Okay. You find your way back out, not having to have paid for anything, but having a little bit of a buzz and and a coin purse full of loot. You find let's see. Oh, excuse me. Stop drinking soda, Dan. All right. You find. Wow. Okay. 20 gold and 12 silver in that pouch.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Oh,
you said 20 gold?
Yes, and 12 silver. Yes. So Dina, you find 12 gold and 8 silver in your pouch. All right, Thaxel, you're back on the streets of the city. I mean, it's middle of the night now, you know, probably 1:30 or so. So there's just a glow of the luminescent rocks and the ever-burning lights and some of the street lamps that light the stone streets of the city. You want to head, where would you like to head?
I'm going to slowly make my way back to the house.
Oh.
Slowly.
You know what? I'll do, okay. Would you mind doing a just a perception check, if you would, please?
That's gonna get mugged.
Crap, that was only a 13?
No, that's enough. As you're walking through the house, you see, I'm trying to think of the area that this is in. As you enter the large area outside of Aries' homestead there, the home that she works for, you, in fact, see Aerie out late, kind of cloak up. She just rolled a 1 on her stealth check. Not that she's trying to hide from you, just she's in general trying to stealth in the city. You spot her walking by, sort of muttering to herself under her breath, which is why her stealth is so low, I would say.
I kind of want to follow her stealthily.
Okay, neat. Go ahead and roll a stealth check then yourself. I'm so sorry, Anna. You got a 2 this time. 24. Okay, yeah. I'm not even gonna look up her modifier. She rolled a 2. So you do.
Her modifier is 27.
Nice. Yeah, you go ahead and you find a little alleyway, a little nook in the wall, and let her pass, and then follow her. And she runs through the city, and you see her stop and talk to 2 different people in different areas of the city. The third one you're close enough to overhear, and she talks about he seems to be giving Aerie a name. Can't quite make out the name, but it seems to be someone that Aerie's been asking questions about. Necromancer, people getting hurt and dying. Have you seen anyone new? Have you this and that? And upon hearing that, Aerie turns and starts to do like a power walk / slow jog through the city.
I'm just going to keep following her.
Okay, nice. All right, who else have we got? Demalagus.
Speaking of...
Hey!
Speak of the Demalagus.
Speak of the wizard.
Hey!
I'm a wizard, you know.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, I'm doing much better. Thank you so much for asking.
Oh, good.
I was just saying your color looks much better and you sound...
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like a wizard, he arrives exactly when he means to.
Exactly.
I love it.
Awesome.
And my connection stayed actually pretty steady all the way home, so I'm caught up with the debauchery of our party members, our newly named.
Here's
I love it, you
Lament.
guys.
Axel was on her best behavior.
So is Dina.
Yes, that is. You did your best.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Awesome. Oops. Just trying to get the cameras. Oh, there we go. I don't know. All right. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Nope. All right. So Demalagus, I'm going to jump over to you. just to kind of get you caught up timeline-wise with everybody else here. I'm going to say that... Of course, I'm multitasking, so I'm probably not going to say anything for here. I'm so bad at it. All right, let me get the name tags squared away. Last we had seen you I think were leaving that building. You had Valkyn perform the spell. You got a few answers. What would you like to do now? I haven't had you do anything yet.
Okay, I was just going to ask.
Sorry.
I heard most of everything that happened, but I could have missed something because I live in central Ohio, so there's a lot of hills and valleys, so I lose connection on the way. But it stayed somewhat steady this evening, so I'm fairly caught up with what's going on. Let's see. So I do believe I worked out what my plan was going to be when I messaged you about it.
I've got your notes.
Yes. So, yeah, first things first, I need to find some information. The area that Talkshear and I are at with the corpses and everything, I believe you described it as kind of like the basically dregs of the city, like it's like a shantytown area.
Correct. Oh, correct. Sorry, I don't know if that didn't go through. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. All right. Whew, sorry.
All right. Well, I hate to burn down the ghetto, but here I am setting things on fire again.
Were you going to burn down the ghetto?
Yes. Well, at least this area. So for role-playing purposes, and for those who don't know Drow culture, so Drow don't have funerals and don't bury their dead. Generally, you're supposed to die because you were murdered. So, and if you died in natural causes or be sacrificed, actually being sacrificed is like the highest honor. Being living long enough to be powerful and old enough to not be quite powerful enough to not be sacrificed. So you get sacrificed a little thin, your body gets eaten by Yolkol or whatever, giant spiders, sort of nightmares. I don't have a giant spider. I mean, I'm kind of a big spider, but he's not big enough to eat a whole corpse, let alone like 3 of them. So leaving a body to rot is like extreme disgrace to Drow, and I don't exactly hate my mentor completely, so I'm just going to get rid of all the bodies by setting everything on fire with magic.
I mean, it's not like you don't know a druid that doesn't turn into a big spider.
But, I was going to say, hi, my name's Axel. I can turn into most things now.
I'm not going to have you eat them.
Yeah, but are you going to want to eat?
Going to eat 3 corpses? I mean, or 4 corpses? Or every body?
I did not get dinner this evening, so of course I'm hungry.
Nice.
That I was on my best behavior.
Barely ate anyone. All right. No, I Demalagus wouldn't assume that would be an option anyways. So, but he would first talk to Talkshear about what Talkshear wanted to do if he was interested in traveling with Demalagus until he can get something else set up, or just remaining his companion until they can find out more.
Yeah, as you well, let's put you into the house then, if that's agreeable. Does that sound good? Or where do you think Demalagus would be, and then we can jump in and roleplay the convo if you want.
Sorry, Dan, you cut out there.
Beans.
I can hear you.
Okay, that is so weird. I'm worried the battery might be dying.
Yeah, well, you weren't breaking up on my end, though.
Oh, okay. All right. The receptions followed you. No.
Oh.
I would say that where do you want Demalagus to be? We'll get the setting up, and then we can role play out the.
Okay, sure.
In the burning tent.
So we were in there with Valkyn, but he went off on his date. So I guess this would happen around that time in the evening. I would actually, Demalagus would probably think in silence for a while.
Okay.
Just kind of find a place to sit down and think. But then he would probably start talking to Takshir about what they learned from his mentor's corpse. And I mean, I know Takshir is kind of not all there, but he'd probably just start talking to him. Just say, probably start with just asking, did you know anything about our origins? Or was that as much a shock to you as it was to me?
I'm having trouble understanding. But it's news to me.
The feeling it was.
There
could be many more of us, or maybe we're the only two, but I have serious doubts about that. Zia was calling it a program, so chances are it wasn't just us. We may have other cousins, siblings, something like that. Other subjects of the program. But Takshir, we need to decide what we're going to do in the immediate future. So would you care to accompany me on my quest to find out more about our origins and perhaps exact some revenge on those who have wronged us?
Sort of contemplating. I think about. I will think about. I will go with you for now and think.
Well, I do know someone here who may be able to lend us some insights. And you may be interested in meeting her. Yes, I think we should perhaps pay her a visit. I bet she's a bit of a night owl. Let's see.
Owl?
Not literally, not like Valkyn. It's a turn of phrase, meaning she prefers to be up in the evening. It is late, right? It's like nighttime or near evening.
Okay. It's pretty late now. We'll put it maybe like 9:30, 10, something around there.
Yeah, it was around like 5 or something when I left.
What about bodies?
Yes.
Did we take?
No, well, can't really carry corpses around a dwarven city without gathering quite a bit more attention than I'd like, and I have a feeling the guards are none too pleased about us even being in the city, let alone carrying around corpses of our brethren. So it may be better. Oh gosh, I hate to just abandon them here. I feel like something should be done with their mortal remains.
I can carry them.
Yes, you are rather strong, aren't you?
Yes. He seems to just be stuck on the concept.
Well, we need to decide now or to take care of the bodies first. Perhaps go ahead and give them a proper send-off. Build a pyre, but God, we'd burn this whole place to the ground.
No one live here.
True. Wait, is this a whole house?
It's the lower level of a very modest
Okay.
Like a 1, 2
Are they
room.
are we in the basement?
It's the first level. You don't. There's no basement underneath this particular one that you've seen anyway.
All right. Yeah, if it doesn't have a basement, is there around us? I know this place is kind of falling apart, and there's some furniture. Is there enough to kind of, if we stacked up the corpses, put some things around them that might burn? Could I think I could make a decent pyre?
You can give it a shot.
Okay.
There's items there.
I'll actually, we could give them a good sending off, perhaps a traditional pyre. Stack them up. Yeah, I think we have enough for kindling, and I have the magic to ignite it.
As you're talking.
And before that, we could say a few words over them in respect.
He's stacking them up on the table. One hand, plop, clop, the crack of some of the bones and bodies, they're breaking. Loudly pushes the wooden table across the floor into like the center of the room.
Perfect.
Yes, let's see.
Demalagus will use Mage Hand to move smaller items.
Okay, you pick up a couple.
But he's not going to pick up anything with his hands.
Gotcha. A few body parts and such you pick up that have snapped off. And ones. Well,
so gross.
Gross.
This good?
Yes, I believe this is fitting.
Good.
I wish there was something more we could do. But
standing next to the table, I'm like, yeah, good.
Let us take a moment in silent reverence to the departed. That's long enough. Let's go.
Oh.
I'm gonna firebolt this shit.
Nice. All right, go ahead and cast firebolt if you would. I just want to see this would be the managing the flame aspect.
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
Wait. Are you gonna make him also aim? You missed.
Oh, and real dice. I'm doing just till the end of the year. I'm just gonna go ahead and both for the campaigns.
Oh, it's like a Christmas present.
Yeah. It's a lot of like madness lately, and it's a holiday season, so both.
Sure. Awesome. Let's do real dice. Hang on, I'm going to mute my mic while I flip this over because it's super loud.
Okay. Just kidding.
I'll be happy you didn't hear that.
Explosion.
All right, here's a d20. Let's roll this sucker. Okay. Oh, hey, nicely rolled. All right, so I rolled a 17. That's plus 7. My goodness, 23. I'm rather accurate.
Hey, yeah, precisely. Where a bunch of the kindling is sort of crammed in under the bodies and between the bodies up the center. And it ignites quickly and starts burning pretty strong as the table eventually catches fire. Before Takashir is still sort of standing next to the table, watching it. He's like a couple feet away.
This looks good. We should go now.
Oh. Okay. And he turns and starts following you. Okay. I'm just going to do a check for the building itself.
You're turning into me. I'm so proud.
I'm just going to take a picture so you don't think I'm messing around.
I haven't really done like crime or evil things really yet, so I guess this is as good a start as any.
Put this in our... We don't have a...
And yet it's still in sort of a respectful way at the same time.
As long as you don't look at the fire, you have to, if it explodes, you walk away.
Yes, exactly. Just real cool.
Well, I don't know where I can put this. It's going to disconnect me. It's a 1. The building rolled a natural 1. And I've got a picture. I'll just have to send it later because I can't log in without it kicking me out on the computer. Okay, so you two of you walk away, and things seem moderately under control, but apparently all the combustible matter from the decomposing bodies and the weakness in the structure of the building allowed the flames to burn intensely enough and leap enough to catch some of the framing, some of the wood framing, and it holds up the stone. Thankfully, it doesn't burn the whole city down or anything, but as you're walking down the road, you hear... And you turn around, there's this dust cloud with smoke pouring out of it and stuff where the ceiling and roof have collapsed of the building.
Keep walking.
And I missed it.
Is that us?
Four little pyrothax.
I'm so sad I missed it.
Awesome. All right, let's see. So you two are walking into the city. Let me see. You know what? If it's all right, just timing wise, maybe we'll do our bio now. It's like 10 minutes before we usually do it, but it might be a good time.
Yeah.
Okay,
that works.
Awesome. All right, so for those who don't know, blah, 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 we take 8 to 10 minute bio break, and then we will return. I'm going to go make some coffee, and we'll catch you all back here real soon.
A wee bit of the Irish in it.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, do that.
Yep.
Vienna Law. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Avery. Ooh, I need to update everyone's time. 5, right?
Yeah.
Into that. I'm just thinking. Oh gosh. All right, let me think. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
I fell asleep during the last episode. Critical. I know something big happened because I saw your messages during.
No spoilers.
I knew that.
I was gonna say I haven't seen it either, so
yeah.
I was otherwise occupied that night.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what happened because I haven't actually went and watched the YouTube video.
Yeah.
I tried catching the replay on like Saturday, like 3 in the morning.
Ooh.
Oh
my goodness. All right. Well, past Dan was on point. You already had something set up that I thought I was going to have to set up now. Started setting up like, oh wait, what's this? Oh right.
A great encounter map.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily, but I'll say it could be just something spicy.
One thing that sort of
I'm bringing the half orc with me.
One thing that's sort of interesting, but I guess makes some sense. Role play to be a little bit tedious otherwise. One campaign follow, they end up having a map like all the different for the month they end up going to.
Your sound is skipping in and out.
Sorry,
like every third word, it's like your gain isn't up high enough or something.
Oh, okay. I think that should have fixed it a little bit.
Okay.
I raised it a little bit because my dad kept going up and down the stairs.
Oh. Nice.
But yeah, one campaign I follow on Sundays, they end up they're using Roll20, and they end up having a map for like a bunch of the different places that they go to. Like even if they're in like a tavern or something,
oh, neat.
they'll have like a map up with their tokens.
Nice.
They had one encounter which was really poorly planned out because he should have had a map for like that part of the city, but they were on like essentially they would be playing on like the actual, like if you had a more zoomed in section part of each section of our city, they would be playing on that type of thing. So they're like, oh, moving an actual like square is actually moving like 30 feet.
Well, that's when you just switch over to Theater of the Mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, if anybody's home tomorrow looking for something to do, 1 p.m. Eastern on Scraticus's channel, I will be playing in a one-shot DM'd by Kiana.
Okay.
She's been doing a series of Planescape one-shots, and this will be the last of the Planescape. So it's actually my first time in this setting. I'm really looking forward to it. I've never played in Sigil before.
Awesome. Ooh, extra cool.
Yeah.
If I wasn't working, I would totally join.
What?
That sounds amazing.
Whose channel is it?
Scraticus Academy? Or just Scraticus?
Scraticus.
And if you guys are looking for one-shots to play in, DM him. He's always looking for people.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be after the first of the year now. But yeah, he's always, I think he's booked up to the end of the year, but yeah, he's always looking for people. So, and they run at least 3 one-shots a week.
Wow. Okay.
DMs.
Dang.
At different times. Yeah. So follow him, send him a DM, tell him you're interested.
How's it spelled?
Thank you, will do.
SCRATICUS. CUS.
Okay. Yeah, that was completely not how I spelled it.
Not to be confused with Scaticus, which is a website. Not just...
Yeah, don't Google that one.
Oh, he's doing a Curse of Strahd campaign moment.
Yep. They run about 8 regular campaigns over a 16-week period, and then throughout the week they have like 3 or 4 one-shots where they come in.
I do that. I'm dying to be a player. I love.
DM, follow him on Twitter. Send him a DM, and he'll get you a game.
Thank you for the heads up, man. That's exciting. Yeah. All right. Looks like it's that time, and everyone's back. So I guess we'll jump back in. Let's see. Valkyn sleeping.
Yep.
I guess I should probably jump into Aerie a little bit. So Aerie, not noticing Thaxel tailing her, has gone around, gotten the information, gotten the name, and with that name, has gotten a little further information regarding where she's been seen. There's a number of locations, sleeping around the city, different locations each night. But one of the places that she's been seen a number of times is, in fact, down in those mines where people have been hurt near the entrance. So to keep it light for Aerie, in case she ends up joining tonight, she pursues that lead. After getting some of the information and the rough time frame, she realizes that she needs to get over there sort of quickly if she wants to try and catch this Mavry person red-handed, or at least catch the trail. Oh gosh. All right, so Thaxel is following her. Dina is otherwise occupied currently. Valkyn is sleeping, and Demalagus is walking through the city. Let me think. I guess I'm gonna have to do a roll and see what kind of success this is gonna be. Okay. Now, Valkyn, you're sleeping in one of the rooms along the side of the building further in the back. This is essentially carved out of the wall. These estates, the grand estates, are built right into the wall cave of the mountain base.
Yeah.
So there's really no alleyways. There's nothing behind or down the sides. It's just the face of the building that is accessible.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a light knock at the door.
Yes. Who is it?
It's Dimitri, sir. There's someone out here waiting for you. Calling on you, sir. Young lady. Just has to speak with you. I'm sorry to bother you so late.
Okay. It's fine. I'll go and see who it is.
You open the door, and this Dimitri shows you out back to the front door. You wish me to stay here with you, sir? If you're expecting any trouble, I can keep you safe.
I think it's just.
So he then opens the door, and you step outside, and you see Mavry.
Oh.
There, the guard of the servant kind of steps outside and crosses his arms to try and look intimidating. I'll have him roll for that. Yeah.
What race is he?
He's dwarf. He's dwarf.
Oh, okay. I'm just picturing this dwarf and then like Mavry. I'm not sure how tall Mavry is.
Nice. Mavry says, "Oh, Valkyn, I'm sorry to bother you so late. I was wondering if you could give me a hand with something."
Sure. What is it?
Well, it's a bit of it's work that I had mentioned I was here to do. There's something I need to get. It would be sort of a fun thing, I think, to do together. A little sneaking around and some light breaking and entering. Yeah. Sure, I wasn't going to bother you with it, but I've been having some trouble. And since you're here, I thought maybe I've always gotten to hear about different adventures at the tavern. I thought it might be nice to have one of our own. You're up for it?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Neat. He's fine. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bite him.
You can go inside now, Demetrius.
All right. Good night, sir. Or back into the building. Good. Okay, let's have some fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're heading down a little bit.
Yeah. Let me just go get my things and.
Okay. Very good. I'll wait here. You get your stuff, and I think that let me see how much. Okay, let's see what Aerie. All right, Aerie seems to be a little bit behind. She's leaving enough space to not be caught constantly. Around the time that Valkyn leaves the building and Valkyn and Mavry start to head off, Aerie's like, "Wait, what?" She comes around, and is able to take a look and see that going on. Like, what's happening? Thaxel, you're behind a certain distance behind her, somewhere within 45, 50 feet, but staying stealthed. Unless you want otherwise, but
no, I'm still stealthy.
Okay, I think that you probably wouldn't have seen that part yet. But as you all sort of make your way, one person following another, through this area, probably, Valkyn's pretty hard to miss with the wings and the owl head shape and all that. You see that he's now with this person that Aerie's been following. And they're heading down a little further, down into the city, down into some of the mining areas. Aerie's still trying to maintain her stealth. I should really have her roll another. Wow, okay, definitely maintaining her stealth on them. I guess, Thaxel, if you would roll a fresh perception check, since she ended up trying to be extra stealthy. She rounds a corner. She goes for a different style of stealth.
That would be, I don't math, 15.
Okay. Oh, you just barely. You almost lose sight of her, and then you're like, oh no. Okay, that's her. You're able to follow her down and down into again near the entrance to the mines. And while that's happening, I'm going to jump back over to Demalagus.
Demalagus decides to go to the mines.
Nope.
For some reason.
Nice.
So
Demalagus, you are walking through town with tack and toe. Hilarious. And,
oh my God, Dan.
Sorry.
Love you.
I have issues. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, but you don't have to take them out on us.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, true. Where are you headed?
The evening, I've just set fire and destroyed at least one house. Probably actually lay low for a while.
Okay.
And I'm definitely not taking Talkshear back to the Dwarven Stronghold place with everyone else. So
I think you were talking about Hez before we.
Yeah, I was gonna go see Hez.
Okay.
I was also going to do some shopping before I went.
Okay.
But everything would be closed because it's nighttime. So yeah, I'm just gonna find somewhere where we can lay low. Is there like a CD inn somewhere nearby? Wait, not real nearby.
Yeah, I mean, you not too close. Well, it's funny because you're in this area where you have to pass through the cave section that has the prison, Rodrigan's Embrace, to go back to the rest of the city. So there's a number of guards there, and nothing happens, but it's a little unnerving to kind of walk through with Talkshear behind you, and the disaster caused. You see a couple, like, as you're walking out, like in the shadows, a couple are running, back the other way where you came from as you enter this area. But you cruise through that area up to some of the other residential areas of the city, and yeah, there's a number of taverns and inns. Now I think that for what it's worth, probably it'd probably be equidistant to get to a tavern as to get to Hez's from where you're starting. Hez lives over there.
Well, you know what? We're just gonna go see Hez.
Okay. All right, you come up to another set of buildings, homesteads rather, that are built right into the wall. Nowhere near as grand as Ares' estate that she works for, but nice. The ceiling in this section of cave is probably 25-30 feet up. There are windows in the front for whatever purpose in the front of the wall, and a beautiful ornate door with a big brass ring as a knocker on the front. Has a lion's head where you grab it. And this is it's a fairly darkened area of the city. It's not maybe middle class for the city, I guess. Do you want to knock?
Yeah, I'll knock.
You rap on the door with this heavy brass knocker, and a minute goes by or so, and you hear this quick shuffling of feet and such, and then nothing for a minute. Like, it abruptly stops behind the door. 20 seconds goes by, and you hear a few locks, like 3 or 4 locks. Oh, God. This door swings open. Who's here? Oh, you're... Yes. Well, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh, it's so lovely to see you. I'm sorry to drop by so late and unannounced, but I have some news that I knew you'd want to be told of immediately. Unfortunately, it's not good news. May we come in?
Oh. Certainly. Well, as you both walk in, she's sort of watching Talkshear, like, you have an interesting new friend. Shuts the door, locks down like the 3 or 4 locks. Please, I was actually in the middle of work, so it's no bother, but yes, I imagine that, I don't know, do you want to give me information? Or would you like something to drink first? Or something else?
I think it would be a good idea if we all had a drink while we talked.
Yes, bad news, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Bad. Yes, we've got a drink for you. A few drinks for that. Yes, please, sit down. And she, scuffs her feet and brings you into her laboratory. Now, last time you saw it, it was kind of dusty and it had elements of things that were left to collect dust while she was in prison. Now, very active, bubbling, very large, maybe 50 feet by 40 feet lab with all sorts of things going on everywhere. Well, let's and she tries to make some room on one of the tables. Move some plans out of the way, some writing instruments, and
don't drink that.
Sit here, yes, and you, she makes some room at another table nearby, and she gets drinks, and sets them down.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna tell Talkshire not to touch anything. He can have the drink, but please don't touch anything else.
I can drink this. He goes for a flask, like.
No, don't touch it. Oh. Just relax. Everything in here is a bit dangerous. I wouldn't want you to get hurt this evening.
Yeah.
You've been through enough.
Looks good, though. She comes out with the drinks, and yes, well, again, welcome. Oh, bad news, though. Right. I keep forgetting. Please tell me, what is the bad news?
Very sorry to report of the passing of my mentor Yazir.
Oh, no.
But while he survived the escape from Shadowgate, he did not survive the entire journey. Actually died shortly after arriving here in Stonehearth.
A shame.
Actually, my companion Talkshire was accompanying him and was the lone survivor of the group.
Oh, bad news indeed. Yes. Bad, very bad.
If I'm losing sound, or because I'm not hearing Dan at all.
Sounds clear to me.
Yeah, it's good on my end.
Oh, sorry. She's just like off in her own, like, oh, yes, sad, very sad.
Right. Okay. But I did speak with him after he was deceased.
Oh, okay. Yes, was a canteen. But you're not. How did you manage such a feat? Have you found a way to?
Well, actually, my mentor, as you may know, was rather forward-thinking, and actually thought to create a scroll of Speak with Dead for the occasion.
Of course,
I had a friend of mine who was capable of casting it help me, and I was able to ask him a few questions about his passing and some more information that pertains to both myself and Talkshire, and I thought, you may be interested in this, as it is esoteric, almost certainly magical, and unique as well.
Yes, please, give me, yes.
Absolutely. So, Talkshire, could you come here with me?
And he's still eyeballing that flask.
Over here. Over here. Come on.
He comes over.
Right. Just turn around and show Miss Hez the back of your neck. And then I'll do the same, lifting my hair.
He turns around and kind of, pulls the scruff of what's left of his shirt down.
We're going to have to scooch down.
Yeah, nice. Oh, gets a little stool over and climbs up a little step ladder.
Yes, go ahead.
And she touches, she does, okay. I have no idea what this is. But maybe some idea? It'll require some research. Very interesting. strange that you both have this. Yes, are you two related? Well,
in a way, manner of speaking, my mentor informs me that we were part of a program to breed for some purpose. I'm not exactly sure why, but it was run by, at least under orders from Vardok. And there was a drow running the program named Rajshal.
Oh, yes. Nasty, self-centered, self-serving. Interested in advancing magics and such for himself only. Well, let me just do a quick check for Hez and see. That's pretty knowledgeable. Interesting. Do you recall a talk Nadsir mentioned? But certainly they wouldn't have done such a thing. Maybe? Please, talk cheer? Yes? Can you kneel, please? Thank you. And she goes over to a table and grabs this leather set of gloves. They have half-finger gloves with runes in the palms, or runic symbols anyway. And this dome-ish, it's almost like the very dome of a 100-sided die, only purple, like an amethyst type of crystal in the back, just, quarter inch or so raised. Yes. And she kind of holds her hands in front of him and kind of, checks again the back of his neck, his back, and kind of just scans him up and down a few times, kind of awkwardly just grabbing an arm and moving it and twisting. And interesting, but not definitive. Your turn. Yes,
mm-hmm.
She kind of does the same awkwardly, twisting joints in a way they're not quite supposed to twist. It's, yes, maybe. Oh, so, what, Malagus, what, and Takshir, what do you two know about this program and so far?
Well, what little we were able to find out is that, well, it's obviously a bit of a secret. And there could be more of us, maybe many more of us. My mentor did tell me that I needed to seek out the Dragonmark of Passage and to discover what all of the fathers in the program had in common.
Oh, interesting. Oh, tingling, yes. Oh, well, in that case, and she runs over a few tables back, sort of out of your sight, behind some beakers and things full of different chemicals, and then comes running back with a small flask in hand with an orange bubbling liquid inside. She removes the stopper and sets it down and takes a little tiny dropper, sucks some of it up, says, Takshir, your hand, please. He holds his hand out, and she drops a little in the palm of his hand. Boom. It burns a little bit, but he's seeing, or it has like a smoke dissolving thing. And then she takes his fingers and tips his hand to the side, and it just runs off, and there's no damage or wound on his palm. Oh. Very interesting. Not for you, Demalagus. Yours is different. And she runs to another table, gets another beaker. This one has like this vibrant red liquid inside that has like the smoke almost filling the part of the beaker, the non-liquid part of the beaker. And she removes the stopper on that. The smoke dissipates. Puts a dropper in. Your hand, please. I have to nick it. It's going to hurt. She says as she grabs a little, like a needle thing, scrape across the palm a little bit. It stings, and she drops it into the wound, and some of the blood pools in the palm of your hand and starts to bubble and react with the liquid that she's dropped in there. Okay. So, I need help, and I can provide help. I can tell you about this program, but I need Takshir for excavation that I'm working on putting together. I very much want to be a part of the Runemaker layout house. This close. I know I can do it, but you see, your friend here has incredible resilience to magical effects, and I imagine he's fairly strong.
Yes, extremely strong.
Yes. Perfect for me. For you, I can give you answers. Now, I know he's not property to trade, and he'll have to agree, of course, himself, though I feel like he might be compatible. But since you arrived with him and he seems to be journeying with you currently, I don't know as it. You find this amenable?
I do believe would serve your purpose nicely, and I do believe he's looking for a purpose at the moment, as nearly everything he's known has been destroyed. Isn't that right, Takshir?
It looks over and yes. Lost much.
Would you like a job with Lady Hez and a new life?
Well, I need to be stronger. If you can help me be, then I help. He's back on that single-minded. Need to be strong. Hez is like, oh, stronger indeed. Yes, absolutely. Oh, I can certainly help you with that. Yes. Well, very good. I feel like still here. Yes. Well, so Demalicus, what's the best way to share this? So yes, breeding program. Part of a breeding. Hence the marks on your back. I'm not quite sure exactly what they are, but they are an identifier of some sort. Oh, and she looks her, pats her vest and pulls out this little crystal prism. Probably best to show you. Well, kneel, please, kneel. And hold your hair up, please. Your hair up, and she takes this prism and puts it just behind your ear and starts moving it across the back of your head as she starts explaining. Yes, the Dragonmark you mentioned. So, if I had to create a hypothesis for this breeding program based on what I've seen here and what I've heard from Nazir, they were trying to breed someone with Dragonmark. Likely, they found as many descendants as they could. There hasn't been a Dragonmark in centuries. Usually passed down, they have to be passed down through bloodlines. And interesting bit of magic, Dragonmark. And you feel like the cool touch of the prism as it scoots across. And you start to feel hair fall down the back of your clothes. She's basically, with this prism, buzzing, like giving you an undercut, basically. She's going across.
Got a cool new look, you guys.
Yes, success rate. It's almost impossible to create such a thing. Foolish. I don't have the name in front of me, but the other guy. The other guy. Nope, I don't have it there. Why would I be prepared?
Rothschild?
Yes, there it is. Rothschild. Yep. Foolish. Hubris. Well, Oops. She's 2/3 the way across. Or not. She steps aside. She finishes rushing that across and gets you a mirror. This handy handheld mirror, and holds one up behind you. Yes, you have. And as you look in the mirror, the reflection where she buzzed to test with the prism, there is in fact what looks like a splotched purple ink mark across the back. Really small, maybe a size of like a silver dollar or a gold coin. And it's something that, of course, you haven't noticed before and might not have even been there until she used the prism. You're not sure, but it's there now. And well, yes. Can't think of how many failures they must have had to produce a success. This is the least Dragonmark of passage. What do you know of Dragonmarks?
What do I know of Dragonmarks?
Go ahead and roll a history check since you've got your sage background.
Yep. All right, Clem, hang on. Daddy's rolling dice. Oh, you like that, don't you? All right, considering my skill, that's going to give me a 19.
Okay, all right. So you've read of Dragonmarks. Very, highly rare. They do tend to run in different families, in bloodlines. I think that the one that you would know with the 9, it's still a fairly high DC, but with the 19, you would be more familiar with the Mark of Death, being that Drow, a Drow family had that, and that hasn't. The last person that had it was a Drow from like 1,000 years ago, who became like an undead something or other, lich or something, as best you can recall, and no one has had it since then. Mark of Passage, probably from the other side of your family, the unknown father. But you're not really sure like what it does per se. It lends you certain strengths, but it might be something you have to discover. But well, what did your mother or father tell you of this? They told you nothing?
No, my parents have never told me anything at all. I've never met them. Oh. I was raised by Yazia and the Arkangan. I don't even know their identities.
It would suggest.
I think he knew, but he would never tell me. In fact, anytime I mentioned it, it was clearly a sore subject.
Shame. Deep shame. Where can you seek that out? I think to understand this better, research, of course, in order. not just in Dragonmarks, but certainly in your parentage, your lineage, both mother and father. You're that fool. Well, I think it would be too dangerous to go to Shadowgate in an attempt to retrieve such information. But perhaps you can find it elsewhere? Black market sources? I don't know. I don't deal much.
Well, I do have a rather resourceful group. May be able to help me track down some more information, and my travels lately have been taking me rather far. So I may be able to run across some hidden fonts of knowledge. Oh crap, what was I gonna say? Thanks, brain. Yeah, that's right. My mentor's primary concern upon his dying was that he was able to, through me and perhaps others, gain revenge on those who ran the program for what they've done in order to achieve their ends. In the end, I may very well be facing very powerful enemies. I was hoping I could count on your discretion in this case.
Certainly. Oh, yes. This is no one's business but yours and mine now. And probably Tax. Yes. If I could offer any advice, I would say perhaps they must have gone through many fathers or breeding to secure. Likely not many live here on our continent. I would seek any information you can. Maybe Xangard or another port city. Xangard being the big. Perhaps information there. It may have been sponsored. A lot of money. The Drow are not known for riches. The city of Ikram holds a lot of wealth. Maybe those are places to oops. Just need a name really quick. I'm gonna send you a Twitter message, Randy.
Right.
Can't look it up in Discord. I think you already told me, but
Right, talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a tap.
Nice. Feeling verklempt. I
mean, Dina knows the guy.
Ooh, that's right. Awesome.
A little blood.
Oh,
maybe
right.
A piece of you.
Hang on, Dan.
Okay. Thanks, Randy.
I have it written down. Hang on.
I feel like I just asked and you had sent it to me, but I think it's in Discord. And when I switch over, it shows her. Yeah.
It is. Let me get that pulled up. I'll just
I'm so sorry.
I'll copy and paste the whole thing with the description. Yeah. Because when I come up with names, you guys, they also have meanings, and I have to tell Dan all about it because that's the kind of nerd I am.
Nice.
I do the same thing.
I love it.
Awesome. It's old school. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So he says, after hearing, what Nadzir's last message was to you to get revenge. Yes, there was someone he mentioned when he spoke of this program. and someone he cared a great deal about. And I can understand him wanting what's the name? Ari. Yes, Ari. Now, in the program. He had quite a connection. Cared a great deal. It was not good. I doubt many could survive the program.
The source of his anger and desire to destroy the program.
He was a proud member of the Arkenheim, but there were certainly choices that he felt were a detriment to Drow and an abuse to the proud Drow women of society in Shadowgate. He cared a great deal. He has you, it would seem, right? He has you.
Yes.
Bad news indeed.
I don't know what's going on, but I've pretty much gotten to the point where I can't hear anybody anymore.
Oh no!
Computer.
Womp womp.
Oh, what's going on? Everything else seems to be okay.
You want to like leave the call and come back in? Sometimes that fixes it for me.
Yeah, hang on.
Oh. Where'd Randy go? No, just
Glad we got rid of him. All right.
right.
That was some real D&D.
Nice.
Oh, now I seem to hear you just fine.
Oh, good.
Try turning the sensitivity up in Discord. Or you
Is
can
there an
also turn. Yes, there is. You can also do his individual volume and crank him up.
Okay.
Crank me up. All right, neat. Yeah, so you, of course, you during this bitter conversation, you see Doc Shears back over by that flask again, just kind of like eyeing it closely, looking. This is like, yes. Well, you're welcome to stay the night if you need a place to stay. You recharge the soul. Carry on.
Good. I appreciate you.
Well, of course, you can also assist me with some experiments if you wish. There's working on right now. You have a keen mind for the arcane arts, it would seem. Up to you.
I believed I was singularly gifted, but I'd be happy to help you in any way I possibly can.
Wonderful. Let me show you. She's walking, down her little step ladder. Let me show you what I. And you head off to check out some experiments and such, and carry on. Let's see. All right. Nina, what are your plans for the night? I mean, you can take as much time as he's got plenty of stamina, so you can take as much time as you'd like with Thud.
Yeah, as long as he's willing to keep partying, she's willing to keep partying.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, it's a party that doesn't stop. Yeah, plenty drink, plenty to do, so to speak. You're good. All right, so Valkyn, what do we got? Valkyn and Mavry, with Aerie following you two, and Faxel following Aerie. You're you're near-ish the entrance to these mines.
Yeah.
And Mavry says, well, right, time to use some of our bardic wiles. There is a side entrance cave over here, and I don't think I had a chance to teach you this particular spell a little bit beyond your capacity at the time. But I'm going to hold on to you for a minute, and we're going to disappear and reappear inside, so we're not seen going in. Yes?
Sweet.
Let's do this. She grabs you by the shoulders, and you feel yourself sort of collapse into a singularity for a moment, and you smell this strong scent of brimstone and another loud snap that pops your ears. You reappear in like this closed off section of cave. Lit with some torches placed in holders around the inside of this cave, but still fairly dark. It's essentially dim light through most of this area. Okay, let your eyes adjust as much as they can, and let's get to work. There shouldn't be anyone in this section. And so you do. Airy, mind you, is like, we completely lost sight of them. She rushes up and stands there for a minute. She smells the brimstone, and she's I feel like she's experienced this at least once before, has a rough idea of what happened. But let me do a history check to say. Okay. She has a rough idea of the spell and what's happened here.
I'm guessing that it's not a bard spell.
And it's like, oh, shit, okay. And she goes over to the entrance to a couple of the guards. And I'll give that you a chance in case you want to do anything, Thaxel, seeing this and her rush up to the guards to gain entry.
Yes, I want to, that's what I was looking for. I'm going to turn into something. I don't know what yet. I'm going to do something.
I really need to make more things for you, too.
So Aries running. She's just running towards
the entrance where there's a couple guards, and she's like showing them some identification. Like they're going to let her in. Folks.
Okay. Let's see.
Her family is in charge of them. Her family she works for.
Well, I am going to turn into a bat.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe because I think it's dark enough and they can't see me and I'm flying.
Love it.
This is what's happening. I'm a bat.
Yeah, as you look around, you see, there's plenty of space, really large cavernous openings. And there are bats down here. So
Thaxel gets swatted.
No!
Yeah. All right, so you head in, and you're flying behind Aerie now as she's hustling through. She knows the mines roughly, and she's looking back and forth, like, all right, counting her steps, like counting out the math, how many feet she's walking in. Okay, and she turns and loops around a corner to the right and back into a dead end. Before she does that, you on here as Thaxel. I will do that next. Here. All right, so I'm going to share this out. Oop. All right, Valkyn. Before Aerie and Thaxel get there, this is what you see. You've arrived here, in this excavating this area of excavation in this mine. You're in the middle there. The blue-robed woman is Mavry. Zoom in a little bit here. And she was holding her shoulders. She even has her arms out, this token. All right. So you've arrived here, and she's like, "Oh, good. Okay. So there are some things we need to find. Please, you keep an eye out for people. Okay.
Okay.
We don't want to be interrupted, and there are there's a particular item in here should be locked up that I need to search for. So I'll do that. You keep an eye out for people. Okay.
Okay.
And he starts checking some of these. You can make out. You have night vision, right, Valkyn?
Yeah.
You can make out. There's a number of crates and blankets drawn out, tarps basically to catch things, and some areas that drop down into a lower section that are covered with large grates, and those 4 sections that are walled off that seem to they have almost like a front of a jail cell, except they're housing some of them are housing boxes and chests and barrels. Others are empty and have like blankets in there, like maybe a brig of some sort as well. So she's gonna be back here looking at the second one. Aerie rounds the corner and stops and says, "Valkyn, what the hell are you doing?"
I'm just helping my friend.
Your friend?
Yeah?
Get away from her now.
Why?
And that'll be enough time for Thaxel to arrive if you want her to do. I mean, I'm going to move you up as a bat, sort of next to Aerie, but you're up on the ceiling. So, but it's up to you if you want to do anything different.
I think I'm going to fly down and land on Aerie's shoulder.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
What? She's trying to swat at you, like.
And then the little bat's little feet are like digging into her shoulder so tight. Like, I can't. And then what she's gonna do, because I have 2 of these, she's going to turn into something else.
Okay.
Oh my god, now I'm turning into a whale.
Well, look what we have here.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And that's when Thaxel explodes because she beats.
Why would I explode?
Because beach whales explode?
Poor thing. Poor. Oh my god.
The ultimate attack.
Oh crap, what was I gonna do? I'm going to turn into Fudge. You know what? Just so she knows it's me, I'm turning into Moon, but smart.
Oh, okay, Moon. Nice. And the bat feet let go and just expands into this massive direwolf. All right, let me open that because I think we have that one for you, right? Yeah. That here. Got it. And I'm going to change here. Remove. And put oh wait a second. I resized it when I put into direwolf form. Ooh, you know what? Go ahead, direwolf Thaxel, and make a perception check with advantage, because it's hearing and scent. I feel like Aerie's gonna be a little freak with the bat to do a perception check.
I'm sorry, I forgot I had push talk. 13.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. You smell. I mean, it's a mine. There's sweaty dwarves that work here during the day, but there's something else. There's something like the brimstone that you flew past earlier, but a little more potent.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is look up at Aerie, turn my attention to where she's looking, and then just like snarl.
Ooh, nice. What do you want to do, Valkyn? Aerie's like dangerous.
I guess I'll probably move towards her, but to not towards Aerie, towards Mavery, but not not like super close, and cast Zone of Truth and ask her like what exactly are we here for? Zone of Truth is 15-foot spherical radius center an opponent of your choice within range. So I guess I would be within a distance that.
Go ahead and move your token to where you want it to be then.
See here. Guess I would move like there, and then cast like Zone of Truth on myself, or like centered around me or something.
All right, I'm gonna have her roll her save. All right. Charisma saving throw. An 18.
What would my save?
That's 8 plus 3, so 11 plus your spellcasting modifier, which is 14. Okay. Now the spell says that you know whether or not she's succeeded or failed.
Yeah.
She succeeded on her saving throw against it.
Yeah.
She kind of runs up to you like, what? I thought you were gonna look out for people. What? Why are you? Because I think they also know you're casting the spell. It's like, what are you? Why are you casting? You don't trust me? I told you we're here. I mean, I'm not gonna shout it in front of.
Yeah.
You know who she works for?
Not. You haven't really told me what we're looking for. They're telling me you're dangerous. You've been kind of elusive or been vague about what you've been doing here. All I know is you've just had business in the city. So I don't really know what's going on.
Well, of course I'm dangerous. I've taught you everything you know. You know we can't go around telling everyone.
But they wouldn't say that you're dangerous for just being a bard or something. The Aries, even though I don't like her, she's dealt with some pretty dangerous people, so she wouldn't really be saying that you're dangerous for no reason.
Look, I'm not gonna say what we're here for in front of her, but I'll go talk to her. Okay, we'll do this your way. I'll make peace. But you know that we're in the mine. That she works for the family that runs this. Cool.
Okay.
So she starts walking over to Aerie, slowly, with her arms sort of up.
Snarling.
Oh, nice. She's like,
my hair is like up, everything like.
Nice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I honestly don't want trouble. I have a job to do, and I'm here to do it, and it's not going to take anything. away from your bosses, as she's sort of, walking over. I imagine Aerie would probably ready something too, a spell of some sort. However, as she gets here, so in this particular area is a bunch of crates and ropes and a bunch of really heavy chains that are used to in a pulley system, wound up on the ground, and there's this rustling of chain sound. The chains, they start sliding over one another and rising up abruptly into this creature that is essentially made of chain. It's drawing up the chain off the ground, and there's chains sliding just around its humanoidish form. And it takes one of the ends of the heavy chain, uses it like a whip, and just cracks Mavery across the face, knocking her back a good 10 feet. Skids.
What the fuck?
Ow.
Let me see. Maybe they come again here. All right, and that's what you see for now.
What the fuck, Aerie?
It turns around and starts looking at you. Found him. And as it says found him, from the shadows of two of the other corners, creature steps out of the darkness, just straight up out of shadow on the wall. Walks forward, and from the right hand side, again, straight up out of shadow, this drow warrior walk takes a step out.
Oh.
So they're like keeping a peripheral eye on Aerie, and definitely, Moon snarling and growling. But their main focus seems to be on Valkyn. Yeah, he's the one. Says, kill the rest. He's the one we need.
Oh, hell no.
And roll some initiative. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Aerie, roll a touch here.
What is this? Everybody gets story night.
21.
Nice. Okay. All right. Thanks. Oh, no, not thanks. Oh, it's Direwolf. And what did you get, Valkyn?
What do you? So initiative is
just add your dexterity modifier to whatever you roll.
Oh, so dex is +2, so that's 16.
All right. As soon as the drow warrior says that, like, kill the rest, he's the one we need, he just leans forward and then just starts this rapid, like, Naruto run. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gets just next to you.
Of course. Wait, did he use up all his... Oh, wait, no, that'd be basic movement.
Mm-hmm. Draws a... What's it here? Yeah. Draws his short sword off his belt. Goes to slash at you and hits.
Did you add my extra armor that I got last week?
Check. That's right. And what was the fancy
studded
stuff? Yeah. Right.
So I had like a extra armor class point.
Do not see it. So let me swap this out. This. Here. No. Equipment, armor, studded leather. Okay, neat. Okay, so your AC is 14. So that one, a particular one, still hits, but now you are, in fact, set up with the proper armor.
Okay.
All right. Slashes across right up your chest, whoosh, dealing 16 points of damage.
Son of a bitch.
And comes back around for a stab with the short sword. Completely misses. You use your wings to kind of like flat back a couple feet and dodge it.
So they had 3 attacks?
Well, that was 2. The first one, the damage it did to itself because I didn't have you targeted.
Oh, okay.
Because I was stopping to make sure you had your armor done. Yeah, but I had the dice selected.
Okay. I'm like, what?
And now it's Axel's turn. Direwolf's Moon's turn.
Yeah. Okay, so Moon has a speed of 50 feet, so he's going to run without. Let's see. Yeah, so if he runs around the little chain, dude, he's not going to provoke an attack, right?
Yep.
Okay. So he's going to be over here.
Nice.
And pack tactics, we're going to fight.
You have advantage too. If pack tactics didn't give you that anyway, you've got advantage.
Oh, well.
Because of your flanking him.
Oh, that's right. Well, I rolled the same thing. So I'm going to use my little inspiration over here just to see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. 15?
Oh, it doesn't hit.
Okay, well, I tried.
You come running up to and you have like this perfect line on the back of his neck. And as you kind of leap for it, he catches it in his periphery and turns. Got a shield and just blocks your teeth. You're sort of chomping at the metal round shield.
Pooh. Well, she's just gonna stay where she's at.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Sorry, I was just
it's not a good thing to hear, Tan.
Sorry. What's it gonna do? Oh, is that insane? Probably not yet. All right, it's going to cast it doesn't want to do it at Valkyn. This Conjurer is like watching this fight take place, keeping an eye on Aerie just around the corner, looking back at Valkyn and Moon, and goes to unleash this at Moon.
No.
And then it's gonna do it.
I forgot to do a bonus action.
Yeah, go for it.
I just want to let out the loudest howl that I can possibly do.
Nice. And it echoes through this cave. So, it just carries on for a while. Yeah, and this Conjurer's like, Okay, the wolf lets out missile after missile, woo, 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 smoking trails behind this arcane balls of energy that are like a heat-sinking missile, just guiding themselves through the air. Just off of Moon's really thick coat of fur, just dealing a little tiny bit of damage. Conjurer's like, oh shit. Backs up a step. And that makes it Valkyn's turn.
Well, crud. Let me see. No, it's actions. Crap, so many of these are AoE. Guess I'll I guess I'll just do a normal attack with like a dagger on the guy in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, down here, please. There's a cat through the wall. Just use the one down here. Sleepy kid arguing. You won't. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry, Valkyn. So you're doing what now to this?
A normal attack with a dagger, but I rolled a 3, so it's not going to do anything.
Okay, you flip a dagger up in the air and go to stab at it, and it just brings a shield around, glances off the round shield, metal round shield. Anything else?
And I can move. Still.
Mm-hmm.
So if I move to one of the squares away, he'll get a advantage, or he'll get a
attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just move around to if I can actually properly grab my token. Mm-hmm. I'll move around next to Thaxel.
Okay. You navigate around. He spins around to watch. Guard. All right. Anything else for Valkyn this round?
I don't think I can do anything else. I use my action and I use my movement. So,
wait. So, are you behind me now, or just like on the side?
I'm like to the side of you. And I'll just say to the guy like, "What the fuck is your problem?" And my turn.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Aerie. Probably not having any of this. Oh, jeez. I feel like bonus action. She's going to cast mutter a spell under her breath. X. And then, jeez. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Okay, just barely. She gets on the edge as she sees this conjurer. She rushes up to the conjurer, casting hex on her. That was a guy on him, and then puts her hands together like this and fires this cone of fire out.
Here. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn.
Yeah. He failed. Bursting all this damage out on this
Nice.
previous conjurer. He's in the middle. He just finished casting his magic missiles as this torrent of fire bursts and flames dance off his hair and clothes and skin. And, oof. That's her bonus and movement and everything. So, the old-timey Chain Devil. Chain Devil advances over toward Valkyn. Slithering chains just move along the ground. In between where chains crisscross and wrap around, this red darts of eyes inside, sunken way in behind the chain, several layers of chain.
Standing on top of Mavery.
Just walks right over Mavery.
Ooh.
You hear some crunching. I guess it can't occupy the same space, so it's gonna here. And what's its here? Okay. So it's going to wrap a chain out. And these 2 or 3 lengths of chain go wrap and attempt to strike.
Ooh.
They deal some slashing damage as they just rake across the skin. And they grapple Valkyn, now held in their grasp. All it can do for right now. Brings us back to the top. It's the elite warrior who's going to Firewolf flash across your face. Try and get you where it hurts. Hits. You feel the, of course, the damage from the slashing damage from the blade. But as it kind of gets the front of your muzzle, you feel this this pain seeping through your cardiovascular system as this poison starts to set in. You feel a little sick to your stomach and a bit weakened by the poison. For flavor, you don't,
but I'm poisoned now?
No, it's just poison damage. So you're.
Oh. So this is what it feels like.
Nice, yeah. Comes back down to try and do like a thrust upward under your neck with a short sword and a second attack. Hits. Okay.
Son of a biscuit!
Runs right through. However, this is your wild shape, and I feel like when wild shape ends, you just revert to your thing with your full hit points. So,
yes, I do.
And the sword comes out the back of the wolf's neck, draws the blade back out, and like the wolf just falls apart, and inside the carcass is Thaxel. You stand up out of this dead wolf carcass.
My poor Moon. Oh, Thaxel's pissed.
Nice. Alright, 21 is where Thaxel is. So let's get you here. And then okay, it's Thaxel's turn. You can have some of this, and then you need to get upstairs.
Okay, let's see. Well, Fudge
swings a sword around a time or two.
Looking through my spells. Let me see. I am. Ooh, I haven't tried this one.
Nice. New spells.
Well, I think I want to try to get. Okay, stop. Okay, so I'm either going to do... I am going to... I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'm going to do Call Lightning.
Oh.
Because I'm pissed. So I want to do it where... Okay, thank you. Oh my God, just move.
Sorry. Let me also change your token back. Excuse me.
Ah. Yay. Well. Okay, so I'm going to... Let's see, I want it to hit the Drowly Warrior and the Chain Devil. Okay, so it's a cylinder that is 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius, center on a point.
You can do it just behind them, so it'll dance over and get them.
Okay, but I don't want to hit Valkyn, but it's probably gonna hit. So is it good right there?
No, you can definitely do it just past them to the left, and it won't hit you or Valkyn.
Okay. Bolt of lightning. So they need to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. Oh, I've got right here. Save. Three. So 10. You don't think that's a...
No, I think my DC is a 14.
16 for the chain devil.
Okay.
So, however, as you get ready, because they still take half damage, but as you get ready to cast your spell, you reach your hand up, call forth a storm. This storm cloud is created in the area, and it's pretty. I forget what it is, like 60, 80 feet, whatever it is. Fills
60.
the top. Nice, top of the cavern. So it's 3d10, but you actually get to roll. As you cast it, you feel the power imbued from the lightning you collected during that storm is released as you cast this spell. You get to roll 6d10.
Hell yeah!
Instead of 3d10.
Okay, so 6. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Feel the strength and ferocity of the lightning as you call it down on cloud.
Okay, so let's see, 10, 13. Oh my God, I can't do this. Okay, let's see. No. 6, 11. Memento.
No problem. It's a lot of dice. Yeah.
It is. Okay, so. Of course, my brain's just done. Okay, 10, 8, plus 11, plus 3. 32 points of lightning damage.
Okay, all right. So the Drowly Warrior gets the entire 32.
And then 16 to the other one. Ooh, and I can, okay, so I can continue to do this, it looks like, after.
Nice. You call it down. You feel the energy leave and enter the cloud and be called back down as it dances across the chains, arcing back and forth between the metal. Both their bodies sort of shaking violently as they're racked with pain from this lightning storm.
Good.
You do feel the energy leave the ring, and the ring currently feels as though it's just a standard ring for the time being. It's returned to its standard for now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay.
I'm also going to take a bonus action. Boop. And we're going to do healing word on Valkyn because, you know, he's prone to dying.
Nice.
So do you want me to just roll it, or do you want me to just hit it from fantasy?
It doesn't either way. You can just roll it. I can add it here.
Because this is
I totally forgot to add inspiration ties I can get.
Do you want me? No. So it's just 1d4 plus 3. 5 points of healing.
After calling this down, you reach your arm over and Valkyn, you feel some of this healing nature energy just rejuvenate you, heal you up.
Yeah.
As you're stuck in the chains. All right. Anything else for Thaxel this round?
No, because no, she's gonna stay.
As the thundercloud still booms overhead in this cavern. Let's see. You probably wouldn't hear anything else yet. As this is probably going to get, you imagine someone's going to come and either help or hurt or whatever. You know, guards will hopefully hear this.
Please.
I did do a loud howl and then boom. If they don't hear it, they have their headphones in.
Nice. Sleep on the job. Okay, it's about. The Conjurer is like seeing this, like, and Airy closing in on him, like reaches up himself, like almost trying to reach at the cloud. And his open hand turns into a point that, where he's pointing, creates this little tiny sphere of red plasma. Turns into this huge column of fire that drops down on everybody, including the warrior and She-Devil. All right, let's see.
Is it vitriolic sphere that he just did? Or flaming sphere? Or do I know?
You probably wouldn't know just
I wouldn't know.
Yet.
Quick, summon your horse and get on it.
I don't have anything else.
Nice.
No.
Valkyn and Thaxel, please make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Where's my dex? Dex save. Crap, hold on, I went to the corner.
Oh, no problem.
Just try this again.
16 plus 5.
8.
And what did you get, Valkyn?
21.
Okay.
16 plus 5.
All right, so the damage you're about to get is going to be halved. All right.
2 damage.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's actually,
oh shit.
It wasn't that for you. It was that 20. The oh, yep. So it still would be enough. Okay. And
am I still dying?
Axel. From the fire, this massive fireball drops down and starts. It heats up. The chains start glowing red as the fireball just sits and slowly drops down on everybody. Mavry just off to the side. The flames pour out and wash over Mavry's body over there and over everyone else. Valkyn, it's just the shockwave alone kind of knocks you down, and the flames just ignite a bunch of your feathers and your clothes. As you just drop to the ground. Let's see. Airy. Oh, first we've got to do this, don't we? That was his turn, so Valkyn's next. It's going to roll a thing for you. Ooh, success!
Yeah.
Brings us back
Not
to
dead.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe the Drow Warrior, for those that are conscious, see that, like, it's all
gonna
one
be a
arm is just
douchebag
like
and make me save my wisdom.
Maybe. The skin is just melting off one of his arms. His face is, skin's all burnt. He's got 1 hit point. It's just like, and it's like barely able to lift up the sword, and tries to. He's not going to drop it on Valkyn though. He's actually going to just do this lame swing at Thaxel.
Miss.
No!
Damn it!
Nice. I'm sorry, guys.
Slashes
across. And just, it gets you right in the side of the neck and opens, the skin separates and the poison gets in. You just get spun with the force.
Stop TPKing us, Dan.
Excellent. A success! Yay! All right, and that brings us.
Join us next week as half the party roll character.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, you know what? I missed Aries' turn. Did miss her. She starts running over to you guys to try and get some healing.
Thank God.
She walks next to the the really damaged, singed body of Mavry there.
Wait, so was she like slapped unconscious before in the beginning or something?
She seemed to be hurt. Yeah, she was knocked down and just out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see. Conjurer. Chain Devil is already starting to pull at Valkyn's dead body, sort of like pulling him back towards him. You hear the sound of some boots running around the corner. A bit of a heavy set step, so probably dwarven footfalls, if you had to guess, would make sense. The Chain Devil's like, "You're coming back with us," and the Chain Devil starts to sink down into the shadows nearby. There's a rumbling. Yeah. Some of the crates start shaking, and some of the little tools sitting on the crates fall off. A bunch of the stone bursts up in this massive, like 40-foot long skeletal hand and arm come out of the ground. I think some of you maybe have seen like the what's the name of that cantrip?
Mage Hand?
Oh, there's like a chilling grasp.
Oh, yes.
Sort of like that, and goes down on top, trying to go for Valkyn before he goes through the shadows.
If I was conscious, would this be the hand that I had seen before?
Could be. It is a giant skeletal arm.
But you're not conscious.
The Chain Devil's like, "He's ours," and pulls faster. Lets go of Valkyn to whip the chains at this bone arm, and it turns into this like battle between those 3 creatures and this arm. It's picking up the what do you call it? The Drow Warrior, flings him across the wall and just splat. Head pops open like a melon, just drops down dead. He only had 1 hit point anyway. Comes back to the Conjurer, who's now casting a fresh fireball on the hand, and it scorches some of the bone, but it's as the hand's just coming down to splat him like a bug. A bunch of boxes and everything spread out to the side. The hand picks back up, and the Conjurer is about half a foot tall now. With all his armor just crumpled up. The Chain Devil seems to be holding his own to a degree, and ultimately grapples as best it can part of this hand, whipping and lashing and knocking some of the bones of the fingers off, and wraps a bunch of chains around it and is pulling it down and down into the shadow. And it just kind of looks over. Of course, Aries still conscious. Next time. Over towards Valkyn's unconscious body. It drags this bone down into the shadow. And the ground seals back up as it's pulled down into the shadow. Where the bones were reaching through. Just seals up with stone. Harry comes over, puts a hand on each of you. Wait, doesn't she have a thing? Hang on, check now.
What the fuck?
You better have a thing.
What the fuck?
Yes, Spear of the Dying. I feel like she had a... Okay, healing word. Yeah. Takes a minute and casts healing. This feeling of healing energy pours over you. A little bit on the dark side, but it heals you both. You both breathe in a breath of dusty, funky air. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Ah, come on!
There's madness in the house.
I'm not dead.
Meanwhile, Dina's grappling with another huge bone crushing. Yeah.
And now I have to wait till next week to go and rush, get up and be like,
Avery! Yeah. Neat.
Oh, Malanta.
You know what, Valkyn? Do a super quick. I think that's an awesome reference. Do a quick perception check, Valkyn, if you would, as you're coming to consciousness.
That's 13 plus 2, so that's 15.
Okay. As you're being healed, you have some lacerations from the chain. You've been burned, and there's some lacerations, and you have this gash along the outside of your thigh, right down to the bone. It runs along the side, yeah. And it takes you aback a little to see that the bone and some of the tissue around it is putrid. Rot.
Like,
this is putrid nature to the tissue. Just not all of it, just around the bone and the bone itself. But you see it briefly as it's getting healed up by Aerie. And that's where we'll end the session.
What the fuck?
What's going on? And guards.
I'm undead.
Oh, now the guards show up?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Can we help? Yeah. You sons of bitches.
This is like the usefulness of the glass guards we had to deal with in an encounter in the Underdark. where they're like, oh, you guys can go and take care of it. We can't go and help you.
You got this, right? Yeah. Neat. Fun. I hope you all had fun. I know it was a little, here and there and back and forth. So hopefully, you all had fun.
Oh no, terrible time.
Nice table flip.
It was horrid. Dina regrets the whole thing.
Dina regrets nothing.
No, not a bit. She's like, okay, dying in a mine, half orc in a menu. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just happy Dina got some time alone with someone.
Erasing a lot of the memory of Tasso's friend.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna add that as a quote because that's hilarious. Half orc and a menu.
Yes.
Love it.
Yay!
All right, so get a few leads and some other stuff. But thank you so much, players. Awesome as always. I always have such a blast, and thank you, viewers, for being here and hanging out with us. Catch us next Tuesday.
You. So much fun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Another whole week. Dang it.
Hope you all have a wonderful night and a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. All right, we will we'll catch you soon. We'll catch you next week. Take care, everyone.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.